So bonjour everyone, good morning. I was given tobacco to come and do the opening for your event, so I'm going to do it in the language which is Anishinaabe, and then I will translate for those of you that don't understand, just so you have an idea of what I was just said. So bonjour chamanito, bonjour no komisag, bonjour mishomsag. Megwach kinagego gimi shengorna chikatoang chmatsyang. Megwach kinagego gimi shengorna chipmusya. Bimau chiang nongum gagi shigak. Or nichigagi gitong or nige chibisinamang. Garishmi goka ishaseg mensha, or nigi kanindu gawe, or nige ginana gatandamo ganing or quashasel, or nichipmat sel, or nige chipmusel imikana. Megwach chuge waki. Gay sago nibi. Kinasago shigi mini goman or nichipmat sing. Gianish navem skikion got me to the way. Get way a same like me and go on getting it much to be shot. Chibigagi get on gay. Meet the sheer. Gay out so carnock may mango silk. Me go gay nishkon demon, Jamaicoch. Kinasago maga out, canem, shine and bisindo. Garnish me go, nogum, what enough can get out, nogum, or nichagagi get out, or get chinana got in the mug. Garnish me gave no chio, gave mat dot, me kana. Meet the sheer garnish change, chigaut, nongum, meet the sheer, on just a isn't she a chowy out gay? E ashamigoman gay, gay she bogak. Meet the shake, Jamaicoch. Gay get me going in more gagon, Megwich gay no, Kinasugo gago. Meet the sheer, Canani mige, cannot mag out, what I magano, only chance sell, Kinasugo gago, gay no. What is it out? Meet the shake, Megwich. So just briefly, said thank you to the grandmothers and the grandfathers and the Creator for coming to join with you today in this event. I say Megwich to all the medicines that are here and our spirit helpers and the doorways and the sky world and Mother Earth, and also especially the water, because we have that special relationship with her, and without her that things would not go well for all of us. So I say Megwich for that. And I just acknowledge too the land that we're on. I say Megwich for making this part of our home, and for those that are just visiting here, I say Megwich for that. And I say Megwich to all of you for coming together. It is the way of our people to take care of one another in our communities. And it also, it is the way for our young ones to have that path that needs to be clear, so that when the older ones move on to the western doorway, that they have a view of where they're going. So I say to Megwich for that. And I say Megwich to all our and those that come and to guide us in terms of walking in that good way. So I hope that, all of you have a good day, and that, it comes with that good intent and from that good place, whatever your intentions are. I say Megwich for that. I say Megwich for the tobacco I was given to come and do your opening. And if there's anything that I forgot, I say, I ask for that forgiveness from Creator, and I say Megwich, and so Megwich for the tobacco, and have a good day.
Thank you. Actually, the hilarious thing is, after 10 years of Canada, mornings are crap for me. I've never been a morning person. That was a sweet irony. So a lot of people I went to high school together in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, Labrador. We're both graduates of Goose High, which was recently knocked down due to asbestos, but such is life in the north. I'm very excited to be here for a number of reasons. I'm just trying to figure where I'll sit. I think I'll sit over here. I haven't been in the Indigenous services portfolio for very long, only since January. But in fact, probably only Clint knows that working on this has been a passion of mine for a long time. I spent 5 years at table with the Innu and Inuit in Labrador when I worked for the provincial government a long time ago. did my undergraduate thesis, and then did my master's dissertation on Indigenous involvement in large-scale economic development. So, and these are passions of mine that came from being born in St. John's, but at a young age moving to Labrador and meeting Indigenous people for the first time. I joke, and I joke because it's true, that growing up in St. John's, my idea of diversity was Protestants, which was very real at the time. I got to tell you, this is a different age. So to move to Labrador and to experience with my own eyes the richness of Indigenous life, and also the myriad of challenges that confront it, was something that completely changed my life. And so to be here and to have this job and to have this opportunity is amazing. After I left broadcasting, I spent some time at Ryerson University here at their digital media zone, and I think came to an understanding that innovation is about much more than technology, which I think that is everybody's introduction to it, and the principles of innovation, which how I define it is the practical application of creativity. And creativity comes from when we knock down the points of view that we have, and we step outside our own experience. When I did my master's degree looking at the Labrador Innu and large-scale economic development, my master's was in philosophy, politics, and economics and sociology, because where does one of them begin and one of them end? And being able to explore all of those different disciplines is great. And at Cambridge, they do this cool thing where they put you in a college so that, let's say there's 10 people in your program, all of you are sent to different colleges. So the people you hang out with are astrophysicists and archaeologists and architects. And it really, really does broaden and enrich your mind and open up all sorts of possibilities to solving problems. So I come at this as a fan of both the method and of the subject, which I think is really exciting. And I think you're going to be equally inspired by these guests. So the way we're going to do it, I'm going to bring them up here now, introduce them. When I call their name, I'll have them come up. And then we'll have a brief chat, but really I'm more interested in getting as many questions from the floor. It's a fairly auspicious floor, so I want to get questions from you. Do we have mics set up, or are we going around with mobile mics? I didn't ask that question. We got mics set up? You're going around with mobiles? Okay, good. So we'll just hunt down somebody with Oprah style with a mobile mic, and we'll take your question. Let me first invite up Billie Schibler. There's Billie. Billie is with the LIFE program, which is Live-In Family Enhancement. It's a unique approach to family services where both children and parents are supported through live-in support rather than removing children. This offers resources for families on a 24-hour basis. It was piloted in 2013. LIFE has been extensively evaluated, and findings show significant benefits to families, such as stronger attachment between parents and children. Billie. Karen, come on up.
Thank you.
Come up. Karen is with the Pirurvik program, which was launched in 2016. It's Pirurvik, a place to grow, early childhood education center in Pond Inlet, which aims to change the lives of children by developing innovative programs rooted in traditional child rearing practices and is responsive to the needs of each community. The Nunavut Preschool is the 2019 winner of the $1 million Arctic Inspiration Prize. Right on. And Stan Kapashesit is with the Moose Cree First Nation. He's one of the challenges for Moose Cree First Nation is getting freight and other items to the remote island community in Northern Ontario at a reasonable cost. So since 2017, Stan has been working with Drone Delivery Canada in exploring new and innovative ways to address the issue with a focus on drone delivering by building a highway in the sky, which would help make life more affordable for his community. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's great. So this is your panel. I thanked Elder Dorothy Peters for the blessing, and I thank you again now. Very meaningful for many. And I also wanted to acknowledge the presence of President David Chartrand, who's there, from the Manitoba Métis Federation. Mr. President, it's good to see you, as always. Great to see you. So all of you, I guess, innovation is a word that means what to you? I mean, all three of you, with the way I introduced you, sounds like you went about this as a way to solve problems, but I'm not going to prejudge. Billie, what does it mean to you?
Well, I thank you for that question, because for me it is about really recognizing that we can't rely on one source to be able to create opportunities for us to address the challenge. We need to look at all of the factors involved and be as creative as possible. So it means just being able to develop with.
From all the things that happen in the north, we have to stand up and move forward now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Find different ways of going about it. What were some of the biggest, when you decided I need to do things differently, the biggest challenges to that?
I don't know, the resources not enough for the community.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, the cost of living, getting stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You?
Well, innovation for Moose Cree. Factory is probably one of the oldest. Is the way we want to go.
Yeah, I think, I think we're all kind of used to drones, or at least most of us have been introduced to the concept. Mm-hmm. And I think the reaction, especially if you haven't had a chance to see the size of that drone, I mean, that is a cargo-bearing drone. Yeah. Suddenly, for a lot of us, it just kind of clicks how this could work. It seems like suddenly a very common sense solution.
Yeah.
As opposed to that thing that can sometimes irritate you in the park.
Right, right.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that has a serious potential, not only for the North, but other remote communities in the country.
For sure, yeah. And, we're hoping that we can build the model and build the story and share that with our other Indigenous communities across Canada, because there's a lot of us up there,
So it's very easy, I think, to see how using drones is an innovative way to a lot of challenges involved, but probably for a lot of people in the audience that immediately clicks as a solution. Mm-hmm. But it might be a little harder to describe innovation in terms of how, Billie, you may go about things. Tell us about it.
So if I can just give you a little bit of history about our child welfare situation in Manitoba. We have the largest number of children in Canada than any other province, and it is a sad testament. We are through 5 in Manitoba, and we have a long history with residential and day schools for both our First Nation and Inuit and Métis folks. To 11,000, almost 90% of those are. I wanted to say I had the misfortune of having experienced in our own family. I had already had a 30-year career in child welfare. I had been raised by a mother who was only 13 when she had me, And I always used to say, but for the grace of God go I, because that could have been changed for me, and I could have been part of that child welfare system. And the only thing that sets us apart each and every day is that none of us come into this world knowing how to be parents. We learn it from the role models in our life. We are supported by the people in our life. And for people who don't have that, and if we don't work in a way that's sensitive and preserves family, we already know the outcomes of children who are raised within the child welfare system. And they have many, many barriers to overcome. So we had to do something very, very different. I would like to be able to talk about, no, I'm just kidding. I lived up in Moosonee and Moose Factory for many years, and I'm older than Stan, so I know the value of having that drone up there. Anyway.
No, I was saying to Clint's wife earlier, Hillary, that when the fresh fruit and veg were coming in on that day in May, because everything else had run out. And that was exciting, but the real excitement was when the fresh beer came in. The beer had gone moldy, or skunky as we called it, skunky, by May month, Clint? It was May. It was about May. Right, and at the bar downtown at Maxwell's, they'd have a sign that would say, beer, $4, fresh beer, $9. Yeah. We had discerning tastes, so the first two were fresh. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you'll learn life in the north. Yeah. Tell me, at what point did you make a turn? What you described for us, that you said something had to change. Tell me what you changed.
Okay, so I came to work at the Métis child welfare system back in 2012, and they had already begun looking at the development of the LIFE program. They had begun that in 2008, and then we promoted it and developed it further, because what I came to really understand is the trauma that an apprehension creates within a family is irreparable. It actually scientifically it alters DNA. And we know that it's never good for the parents or for the children. Now, having said that, I would also tell you that as the former children's advocate in Manitoba, my mandate was to review child deaths. So I know that there were many horrific assaults against children that led to their demise. And many of those were at the hands of their parents. And so I'm not blind to that. Not every family will fit into the category of a prime family for the LIFE program. But that's not the majority of the families that are in child welfare. The majority of the child welfare families are families that are just struggling.
Yeah.
And they just need a better outcome, and they need more supports, and they need mentoring, and they need to learn. Some have never been parented. And they just need to have that really solid foundation to be able to know how to be parents, know how to structure a day, know and understand the development of children and what children need, and how to love their children and how to just hold them and care for them. So many of the families we work with may have been generationally within a child welfare system, and they don't know that because they've never had that. Many of them came from the residential or daycare system themselves, so they don't have that in their life. So it's about us having to reteach it. We knew that back in the 80s in the United States, they had a wonderful program called the program, where they would have workers live in and live with the family and mentor them on a whole family needs to be embraced. A home that could show them all of these things. So we foster the family. We don't separate the family and the children. We foster the entire family.
That is right. You kind of, in order to go forward, you went into the past a little. You took inspiration for your education reforms from your traditions.
Yes. When we 2015, when we had early childhood education program offered in Inlet, and the students needed to, well, before that, Tessa and I had talked about starting a preschool, but wasn't really sure how we were going to do it. So when the place to do their practicum, so we started working towards how we were going to collaborate Inuit, how you may Inuit knowledge with the Southern knowledge. So we came up with the Inuit how you may based
That's really
collaborates very well.
amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Long time being nomadic, were nomadic. They had full control of their lives. Came and said, "Okay, move into the community," and that's when dependent. And we would love to change that training. We take 3 to 4-year-olds study. Brain is most active at that stage. So we're teaching them to be independent, and because of that residential school era, there's a lot of really love to change that, where children start having, children start looking at education